Well, here's something nobody was expecting. Daredevil and Kingpin on the same side in Daredevil Born Again? Well, that just might be happening. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about how one villain might be driving the two rivals together, at least temporarily, and how, quite honestly, this sounds really exciting because it gives the two actors a chance to work together in a way we haven't seen for the whole franchise. Now, before we do that, though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, as many of you know, 2025 is going to see Daredevil return to the small screen in Daredevil Born Again. Marvel is bringing back the classic Netflix series, and after a major creative overhaul, the show absolutely seems to be on track. Now, there are quite a few details that have found their way out, and some of these could be spoiler-esque for some of you guys, so if you don't want anything spoiled, I'd go ahead and click away. Now, based on all the little pieces we've gathered over the last couple of months, it seems like some of the plot lines are pretty obvious. Wilson Fisk becomes mayor of New York and starts clamping down on vigilantes, making an attempt to leverage the actual law against many of the heroes of New York City, and specifically Daredevil. Now, while all this is going on, we've heard that the Punisher is also part of the series and will be hunting down corrupt cops. The vigilante, the White Tiger, will be on trial, and the serial killer MUSE is causing a bunch of murderous mayhem in Hell's Kitchen. Now, what's interesting about that last part is we got a pretty cool update from the Cosmic Circus. Now, like we always like to say, it's not Kevin Feige or Marvel Studios, but the Cosmic Circus and the people that report on that site are pretty upfront with who they are. They're not anonymous scoopers. They tend to stand by their stories, and their track record is pretty good. Now, what they are saying about the MUSE really had me wondering what's going on because it could create some interesting stories and alliances in the series. Now, the circus reports, and I quote, "What I've heard about MUSE is that his character will fan the flames of chaos in the show. He'll be very sinister and deranged, and will actually be an antagonist to not only Daredevil, but also Kingpin, which will be an interesting dynamic to see play out." Now, this is an aspect of the story that I don't think anybody has considered so far, and quite honestly, sounds particularly great. For many of us are pretty excited to see what Wilson Fisk does as mayor, and obviously he's going to clamp down on some of our favorite vigilantes. But dealing with the MUSE, well, Fisk is practical, and I highly suspect he would be open to leveraging Daredevil against the MUSE, at least for the time being. This for me creates some great potential for new scenes, because in the original Daredevil series, we really didn't get to see Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk and Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock square off in scenes together that much. Yes, there were some pretty good ones. The museum meetup and then the fight in Season 1, the prison confrontation in Season 2, and of course the showdown in Wilson Fisk's rooftop condominium in the final season were all particularly great and stuff we wanted to see more of, and I think this will give us that opportunity. These two in an uneasy alliance together will make for some great storytelling. It's something that happened in the comics several times, and with a villain of the MUSE's caliber, well, it might be an absolute necessity. Now, one other tidbit on Daredevil they did reveal is that Born Again will also feature a hallway sequence that is going to be done in one take, and that Marvel is taking a very similar approach to X-Men 97 with the show, which means respecting the original material, building upon it, and trying to elevate it, which quite honestly, I agree with them, that's something fans will love. We know Daredevil Born Again is coming our way in March of 2025. We don't have a straight-on release date yet, but I do expect Marvel to give us a sneak peek this summer at Comic-Con, and then hopefully sometime around the holidays, we're going to get a trailer. What do you guys think? How would you like to see Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock and Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk be forced to team up together to take on the MUSE? Tell me what you think in the comments below.